Hey, what's up everybody? BDF 44 coming at you with another video. Alright, so I had a heck of a quest trying to come home. As I always do, trying to catch the train. Wasn't the easiest thing in the world. Ended up going in the wrong direction on the green line. Ended up going in the... I got on the right bus. I just thought I'd gotten on the wrong bus. Ended up at this station that's shaped like a station, looks like a station, but ain't got no trains running through it. It's just buses. You go all the way down there to the freeway. You think you got a train station, you see no tracks. It's another couple bus stops. I was so freaking pissed off at that. I'm like, why would they build something that looks like a train station that's not a train station without anything that says, yo, this ain't a damn train station? Like, just LA is just getting worse, man. I'm telling y'all, it's getting worse. Everything about this place is getting worse. I just bought myself some Wingstop, even though I always complain about how it makes me harder. Makes it harder for me, makes it harder for me to work out. You know what I'm saying? It makes it harder when you eat bad, but this was the situation. I got off the train finally, needing to use the R&R for a little boy break, and could not find any open spots to use the restroom in this neighborhood. Went down over to the El Pollo Loco. They've closed it. The one over here on this side of the neighborhood. Walked all the way over there, which is out of the way. Didn't plan on walking this direction, but I'm like, forget it. Let me just go get some chicken and go with my rice. Place is closed, so I'm like, all right. Wingstop is like maybe a half a block from there, and I got to use this restroom bad. I go to Wingstop. Now, you know damn well, if you go into Wingstop and you order food, you're going to be waiting there for the food. It's not like McDonald's and nothing like that. Nah, you got to wait for them to cook that. So I ordered my food thinking I was going to use the restroom at Wingstop, only to find out that they had confiscated the keys for both bathrooms. I don't know if it was on purpose or not, but the lady said they took it home. They took the keys home. So I didn't know if that meant a customer or management. Whatever the case, they had no restroom in there. So I went, waited for the food, because there was nowhere in the neighborhood to use the restroom, none of the surrounding businesses. So I went in there, waited that out, and then decided, you know what, let me just try the gas station. No, let me try the freaking Starbucks. Somebody was in there, both bathrooms. Okay, let me use this. Let me go over to another spot. Same thing. I'm like, God damn, does any of these you allow people to use the restroom? And the answer was McDonald's. I walk up to the McDonald's bathroom and it says bathrooms for customers only. I kicked that thing open. I swear I didn't even push it open. I kicked it open. I broke that rule with a smile on my face. There was no way in hell I was going for that today. Not after having myself turned away from all these places. It's still about a 30-minute walk from the house. Hell no. And I done bought $2 worth of wings. You know these wings, they didn't hike the price up almost $7 or $8 since the last time I purchased it too. I didn't even buy a drink. All I wanted was fries and 10-piece wings. This shit cost 20 bucks, 22 bucks. Never again. I thought it was gonna cost me like 18 bucks after taxes. Hell no. So like everything is messed up over here, but I'm gonna enjoy my damn wings. I made it so that I didn't have to make no rice today. I'm just gonna eat the wings by themselves drink some water and fries. That's it, because ain't gonna be no drink to add it to it. I probably should have got the drink with it, but I don't drink drinks. What I'm gonna put in there? Iced tea, that's the only thing you know what I mean? Like, I don't drink soda. I don't drink ice punch, any of that sugar stuff. My body hates sugar. Just like it hates just about everything else. Hopefully it allows me to eat this garlic Parmesan chicken. Because garlic has been a thing lately, but the way I see it is, man, to be honest with you, with the problems that I have with the food, it's hit or miss. So sometimes I have issues, sometimes there's no issue at all. Sometimes I'll eat normally and we'll still have issues, like I did this morning. What did I have yesterday? Oatmeal and the same old stuff, rice and green beans and corn, and I had the same dietary issues if I had something bad in my system. So it might not actually be what I think it is, but it seems to flare off only when I have certain foods, most of the time. So I don't know what's going on in my body. So it is what it is. I got to get a doctor to seeing about me in that way. But for the time being, I just wanted to eat a cheat meal because the dragonfly almost runs straight into my face. Because I don't really give myself too many cheat meals, and I really needed to use the restroom more than I needed a cheat meal. I'll tell you that. I needed to use the restroom. And so I finally went to that McDonald's, got that done. But wasn't going to eat no McDonald's food. But I can patronize one of one of the other spots and get me some of my favorite food in the world, which is Wingstop. And so I wanted some fish tacos, but Wingstop will be a very good constellation for that. At any rate, what's going on out in the world, man? I don't know, man. That Tory Lane situation, I told y'all Tory's on the list. I pray for him daily. He got the 10-year sentence for shooting Meg. That whole situation is unfortunate, but you know, the only acceptable thing the community will allow you to say is either free Tory if you're on one side of it, or there was one solution Tory could have found, just simply don't shoot her. That's the other thing that you're allowed to say in the community, collective black thought. If you don't say either of one of those two things, probably something wrong with you. That's how that goes. Me, I say something different. I actually think there's something wrong. What I say is, everybody lying. Why the hell does Kelsey need any immunity whatsoever if she didn't shoot the gun? And why isn't anybody asking what the hell Kelsey got immunity for if Tory is the only person who needs to be getting any time in the situation? It's just foul. The whole thing is foul. And I'll tell you what else is foul in this situation. Meg's attitude toward Tory. Now, granted, if somebody shot you, they shot you. I don't know how to tell people how to forgive. You got to have forgiveness in your heart. If you don't have forgiveness in your heart, then it just is what it is. But the way that she's going about it, it's like it ain't enough for this boy to be going through hell. He got to go through your bullshit too. Excuse my language. That's what it is. He got to hear this from you. It ain't enough that he has to do 10 years behind bars while you twerking the day after you got shot. But nevertheless, he got to hear this from you in regards to giving him more time. Like, ain't it enough that the due process go through? You just got to throw that nail in the coffin. And see, it just takes me back to that statement she said, well, black men, we don't need you. We may want you, but we don't need you. And I'm just like, man, her energy isn't very kind to me as a black man. I'm just gonna say that. Megan Thee Stallion don't feel like she got a whole lot of love for the brothers, man. You know? And I see what happened to Tory Lanez. It's like, yo, he did what he did or didn't do what he didn't do. But am I crazy for wondering if Meg is on a mission to make us feel a certain way because of how she felt about being shot? I don't know if she's not putting out some really, really unbecoming energy in regards to teaching little girls how not to welcome the right energy and forgiveness. Not everybody deserves forgiveness. In her mind, forgiveness is for those who are sorry. I don't know about that. All I can say is forgiveness is supposed to be for you, so you heal, not for the other person. Forgiveness is so that you, on your own time away from them, can be at peace with what it is that they did. Whether they feel good about it or not, you clear yourself of any burden that would eat away at your personality, your circumstance, your mindset. When you apply forgiveness to other people, it's not about you. But everything about this situation points at it being about her. And so I respect that. But where do I come in when I say, okay, you got shot, that's horrible. But now you're making it so that people don't really like what they see in you after the fact. You got people saying he should have aimed for the head. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't gonna say nothing evil like that or think nothing evil like that. But it does stand to reason that now she's no longer somebody we're rooting for because she ain't got a forgiving bone in her body. Nor does she have a missing toe or a missing foot or anything like that. So to me, it just seems like the agenda isn't a far cry, an agenda isn't a far cry from what this looks like as it pertains to the conspiracy theorists who feel like Meg Thee Stallion is simply a vessel from which Rock Nation or somebody's karma can be applied to Tory. Whatever someone's will is toward Tory's career, they get to send him away by way of this circumstance. And it just seemed to me that it was about 70 people who wrote letters on behalf of Tory Lanez in regards to what he's doing. It's been said that he's in there leading prayer circles. I don't know if I'm to pour any faith into people crying, I'm now saved when they're in trouble. I don't know if that's something I would copy and paste every single time. You know what I mean? Most of the time I tell you I ignore that. But as it pertains to just look at this and then look at that, on one hand, we got all this stuff coming out about people trying to support Tory. supporting him, and whether he was wrong or right, they're trying to see that he doesn't get the book, right? That he doesn't get the book. Okay, he go to jail. All right, he did some time. Okay, yeah. But the whole 10, just because he wasn't sorry? Aren't there other dynamics in the play other than just the gun went off and now Tory's not sorry? I mean, there has been a lot said in songs on Tory's behalf, which I didn't think was smart. But conversations about both parties paying blogs to say certain things about one another. It's like, yo, there's more to see here than just he shot the gun and don't feel sorry and therefore I'm bitter. Nah, you bitter about a few other things here. Can we be honest about that too? Is the question I want to apply to the situation. It just feels like, look, the pro-Tory people kind of don't want to see nothing in regards to Meg. They don't really care. Some of them don't give a damn if a black woman shot. Some of them don't care about black women. The pro-Meg people don't want to insert any acknowledgement that Meg don't look that great in the situation. If she kind of looked like a spiteful person, whether she a victim or not, she kind of looked like somebody who has a different agenda, whether it's that or not. And so that's my thing on the situation. I just don't trust it. I don't trust what I see there. I think Tory may be getting a little worse than he deserves based on another agenda. Ain't got nothing to do with the circumstance. And I don't know if that's not something we should be thinking about in regards to the situation. Because at the end of the day, this is something that can be applied to all of us. Just because he's a famous person, just because he's, a millionaire, doesn't necessarily mean that this type of stuff doesn't happen to regular people all the time. He said, she said, she's mad about several other different things. And now here goes the problem where the man has to end up going to jail or something like that. On some evidence is a little funny, but you know what? We kind of believe the woman because that's just how it's supposed to be. And I just don't think that's smart of us to just say, okay, this is what we see and there's no other aspects of this situation that deserve some studying. There are other aspects of the situation that deserve studying. And part of that, in my humble opinion, is Meg's energy toward Tory and how comfortable she is discarding of this man. Like, he shot her, not comfortable with how comfortable he is with that. Or so what's being said. If he's comfortable shooting her and ain't sorry about it, I ain't comfortable with that. But I'm definitely not comfortable with the way that she's discarding of this individual, of whom the conversation around them is that they had a really close relationship personally. You know what I mean? The things that have been said, I don't know what to believe, what not to, but it just seems like Megan, if she had a gun, she would have shot him in the head. It's the way she's acting right now. I'm just gonna be honest. Like, she would discard of this man. Like, she would bury him physically by way of what it is that she's acting like. It's like, live or die, it don't matter, because he harmed her and therefore he deserved to die. It's like, yo, are we taking into account any of the different things that there are to read in regards to her energy? Or are we just saying she's a woman, he's a man, he shouldn't have shot her? Of course he shouldn't have shot her. Damn it, that ain't even in question. But should she be writing letters saying that she ain't had a peaceful day since it happened? That seems a bit evil to me. When she was just walking that off the day after. When she was lying to everybody who would listen the first night in defense of everyone in the car. Now all of a sudden she can't wait to bury this man. She asking for the judge to give him more time than even what we would even say is necessary in certain situations. Hell no, they're trying to railroad that man and using her to do it. And what it ends up doing is the same thing I always say in regards to black women in circumstances where they use their image and make it so that we don't like them. No matter what ends up happening, you end up looking at the black woman like she's not a nice person. And that's a consistent scenario in every last one of these damn things. It's consistent. And I would tell the subjects of that to study that. Study it. Study it, black woman. Every time they throw you in our faces, it's some reason they want us to either not like you, not value you, apply different levels of respect to you that we would never apply to anybody else in a negative fashion. It's always some stuff to make you hate you. It's always some shit to make you hate you. And I'm telling you, Megan, your lack of support for this black man, whether he did you wrong or not, speaks to an energy that's going to welcome hatred for you. And that's what you got to guard against. You don't want to become unlikable. And that is exactly what they are molding her to be. Look at what's going on with Lizzo. Another black woman left for us to hate. There was a moment last year or the year before, we even talked about this, where someone else had said something about her they had no business saying. And her people, whoever they were, the people that support her, the hackers who support whoever, dug up everything on this man. I don't remember who it was. I'm sure maybe you all do. But they dug up everything they could on this man. They lied about this man. They said everything they could about the man because he said something derogatory about Lizzo that his ass shouldn't have said, that he shouldn't have said. But they were giving him hell for it. They were ready to cancel the man. I don't remember who it was. But I said to y'all, I was like, look, that is going to garner a response. I told y'all when that happened, I'm like, look, people are tired of this. People are tired of it. They're tired of the notion that someone can be thrown in their face that they have to like, that they can't criticize for whatever set of reasons. People hate that. And what they really hate, when they have to take on the brunt of backlash for the criticism applied. Whatever that criticism is, right or wrong, whether they're right or wrong, point is, this is something that often gets people's gears going when they have the trait to even initiate such a statement as whatever that was. They also are too going to look for ways to get back at anybody that ultimately holds them accountable, especially in some really wacky ways. It seems that that's what was going on there. They're digging up stuff on the guy's past just because he said something that he shouldn't have said about her. And I'm telling you, I'm telling all of you, anybody that listen to me, this feels like a direct response to that. Direct. Now that Lizzo's going through this, she got all these people backlashing her. It seems like that's a counterpunch from the same damn energy. This is get back for that same situation. Because that dude, whoever that was, took way too much criticism, punishment from Lizzo fans or whoever it is that say they support Lizzo or people who, I don't know, I don't want to assume Lizzo had anything to do with that. But the point is, fast forward to where we are now, and I want people to reflect on that situation. Because that is exactly what happened there. He took all hell while Lizzo was inside the machine. You know what I mean? While she was doing well, while everything was on top, while they still had her in good graces. You think about all the people that the machine has had in good graces that they happily tear down later on. Most of those people happen to be black too. I think about a couple of them, man. They build them up to tear them down. I think about Chris Brown and his pristine image. He made a decision, a bad one, and now he's tore down from that. See, it's the thing though. You're gonna make whatever decision you make. 20, 30-year-olds, whether they're famous or not, you're gonna make whatever decisions you make. It's about who's gonna hold you accountable for those mistakes and how hard are they gonna come down on you in this music industry. And so as people make mistakes, some of them, they get covered up and you'll never hear about it. Others, they publicize the mistake and put it all in your face to tear down who it is that they ultimately propped up. Maybe they tear them down because they ain't got no use for them no more. Maybe they tear them down just because that was the plan all along. But the point is, the intention is to build you up, to tear you down. And your mistake is going to make it possible. So this is what I've learned from watching these people do this over and over and over again. These guys with these pristine images. Look at Will Smith when he got up there and smacked Chris Rock. Punishment. Came down, they suspended this man he ain't going to be able to attend the Oscars until he's 50. Well, no, he's 50 now. He's like 65. So, like, these are the type of things like, yo, all he did was smack a man in the face, fam. He ain't punch him out, none of that. Dude didn't even defend himself. You guys could have told us that was fake. You guys could have lied to us and told us that was scripted and nobody would have even questioned anything. All I'm saying is, if they want to build you up, they'll build you up. If they want to tear you down, they'll tear you down. And usually the ones they choose to build up that are machine characters that they don't really love that much. Now, what I mean by machine characters is we have a formula. You're a subject that can apply that. We can apply that formula to and be successful. That's what I mean by that. If they don't have if they find that they can't use you anymore, they will make a way to get that same attention on you by tearing you down. You know, that's what it's about. They can tear you down. Just like they build you up, tear you down. And so that's what I'm telling people, man. I think Lizzo's about to go through the same thing. They're tearing her down right now. They built her up. They squeezed the lemon out of that. They used the agenda to push forth all types of different stuff to make black people look crazy through her. Black women look crazy through her. Make you celebrate not losing weight, not getting healthy, not being cool at Laker games and shit. Excuse my language, but it is what it is. Stuff like that. Once they got enough out of her and realized that they were good, now it's time to put the camera on her and tear her down. But make sure the camera's on her. See, that's the key. So you can see it, whatever. There's so many celebrities that he did this with, man. There's so many of them that are doing that with now, and they will continue to do this so long as we don't find ourselves asking that they don't. And it really does come down to that. If it doesn't work with the people are ultimately what determines whether or not they feel it works. If we just simply say we don't like it no more, start patronizing it, they're gonna stop dealing with it. So that's what I'm saying. Stop giving us the machine altogether. Stop giving us the machine altogether. And I'm listening to, I don't remember who it was. I think it was Joe Budden talking about everybody in the music industry is going crazy because they don't know how to sell music. They're going crazy because the only person who can sell any music right now is Ice Spice. To be honest with you, ain't nothing to that. Other than the machine sucks and always has, and people are tired of what it is that it feeds to them. Regardless of who the subjects are, it's the same old crap. You're giving us the same musical riffs, same color schemes. You recycle the same styles. People tired of being sold the same stuff. Same old yeehaw catchphrases, same old musical riffs. You've heard them all a million times. You can't sell us the same stuff over and over again like we're NPCs. We are not. So that's really what it comes down to. They treat the open public like we're NPCs. They can't even fathom us properly. That's why they can't sell us no damn music, because they don't know that. They don't really understand the people at all. They know what worked. They don't know what works. You understand what I'm saying? They know what worked when we weren't where we're headed, but now that we're headed somewhere else, we're gonna need something different to get us there. And that's ultimately what it is. Hey buddy, hello. So music is a subject which a lot of these artists that they want to build up to tear down are going to be coming through, because music doesn't hold as much value as it used to. So they're going to, the music industry as a whole right now seems to be separated by extremely good artists who are stuck in the void with all the other artists out there. You just got to find them, siphon through all the bad stuff, which is what BDF 44 comes in for with the playlist curation project. I siphon through that music for you. And then from there, you use your own knowledge, your own taste, your own time, your own energy to help you find what it is you like. If you don't have a playlist curator like myself who can help you with the music, you're going to find whatever you find. And that's what the problem is. It's too much to siphon through. Nobody has the time to siphon through the good stuff. They're only going to listen to what's out there, and what's out there is cookie cutter nonsense that's been used over and over again. So the music industry needs to understand. They need to understand something. The only way, in my opinion, you're going to be able to sell music now is if you do hire people like myself to help siphon through that music. That's the reality of it. Because there's too much out there, and it's too difficult to get to. You hear how many times I've complained about Apple Music's app? Y'all want to know what the real problem with the music is right now? It's the way we get it. These apps, they suck. Apple Music's app is a horrible application. It has nothing to do with playing music. It has to do with frustrating Android owners so that they will transfer over to Apple. We've already talked about this. They have no interest in playing music to the betterment of the sound. They have interest in selling their system, their product. So that's where the music industry is running into. The interests of those who give us the music have superseded your own. You understand? They have the data necessary to know what a stream is worth, what a stream is not, and you don't. Music industry. You don't even know what it is that you're selling anymore. You don't know what it's worth. You can't track where it's going. I can tell you right now, you don't have a good count of the streams because of all the issues I've had with the app on my end. You don't know how many times I played a song because a lot of the songs I tried to play didn't allow for me to play them unless I re-downloaded them. See, there's a lot of different little things that have to do right now with why y'all in the music industry ain't getting paid properly. And y'all may not be privy to it. Y'all may not actually know what the problem is. It's the count They are screwing with how many times it's actually played. You know what I'm saying? So for those of us trying to figure out how many times our songs was played, this and that, you got to siphon through all of the bugs in the app to actually count it properly, and they put those bugs there so that you cannot. Music industry, you got to know who's robbing you. So that's what I'm here to tell people, man. Y'all need playlist curators like myself to put together good playlists for you to listen to with good taste makers, people who have great taste, great blending ability to put together compilation albums of all of the infinite stuff that's out there. That's what you need. You need me. What the hell the music industry needs? You need me. Because I'm gonna do the hard work for all the people. I'm gonna siphon through the good stuff, put it all in the same place and make it blend and make it make sense. And then from there, make it easy for you to consume it. Because a lot of these music ain't structured properly on these people's albums. That's why their albums suck. It ain't because the music sucks. It's because the people who are putting the songs together aren't exactly good at it. So they end up giving you a bad body of work because the songs don't blend. You have to be able to receive the music a certain way. See, that's what I'm saying. It's like, yo, I know what the music industry needs. They need to find out who I am, and then you need more people to do what it is that I'm doing. You need to hire these people, put them in positions to do the job, and watch the music reach where it needs to reach from there. So I know exactly what the industry needs. It needs me, truth be told. But nevertheless, just to get back on track, man, they're going to build you up to tear you down, man. If you're going after that dream, you need to know that they get just as much off of you failing while all of us are watching as they do off you succeeding while all of us are watching, friends. Don't give them a reason to paint you out to be somebody that we're going to hate, because that's a very good thing for them. It's a very good thing for them, and it's a very bad thing for you. So forgiveness is good for children. Somebody did something to them, you want to teach them how to forgive. You don't want to teach them how to not forgive. Those type of things. It's like, yo, have we forgotten what our mission is? Are y'all just selling stuff to be selling stuff, or are y'all really giving us something? Are you confused about what your duty is in that regard? You need somebody to remind you. It's not your place to sell your doubt to the children. It's not your place to sell your insecurity to children. I think the leaders have lost their way. I think the leaders have lost their way. It ain't your job to do any of that. It's your job to make all of the kids that are out here, no matter what household they're in, make them feel like they can do it. If you're black behind or whatever you are, if you're in our faces telling our kids a bunch of stuff that you need to go get help for real, a bunch of stuff that you can't overcome your own ego, you can't overcome your own whatever, don't be pushing that out on our children. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm talking directly to the subjects, because I know the people behind them who invest in them, it's some point in talking to them. They understand the wisdom from which I speak. They want the opposite. We ignore them. We're talking about the people who are signing these contracts, not the people who are giving it to them. It's time to stop talking to them. You have options, because at the end of the day, if you have talent, then you are needed somewhere. Maybe not where you are, but somewhere. So it's time for talented people who want the bag from the people who ultimately want to push the wrong message to children to be held accountable for taking that bag. Yeah, that's where we at with it. I'm talking to all the creatives, because I'm one of you. I'm living the not-so dream. It would be nice if I could put myself in a position to have all the riches and stuff that you have. But you know what I end up losing? What it is that we're talking about here. Because now, if I get behind the curtain, so to speak, the first thing my responsibility is to do is to keep the numbers up. And the only thing that's going to keep the numbers up is the formulas that they've been using that push bullcrap into our lives. That's what works. Evil works, and I'm telling y'all, it's not about what works anymore. It's about changing for the better so that we don't run into the walls that we're heading into. Unprecedented realities that we do not need to experience based on how we raise our children and the confusion that's going to come from us pushing this nonsense to their little heads. I know better. All this stuff that we're take your clothes off. There was a time, and look, maybe I'm not in the right for saying this. Maybe I just need to catch up. But I feel this in my heart. I got to say it. There was a time where if a woman didn't have a bra on, and she has a shirt on, it's like, yo, we gotta blur this out. It's practically nudity. If she's in school, she's gonna be told to put a bra on, all that. Now, it's ridiculous how comfortable we are with this. And I'm saying this from within a man's mind who loves seeing women with bras off all day long. Believe you me, it's nothing better for a man who's straight. But the problem is, it's not about that. It's about, where are we in regards to what it is that we respect? And is this stuff going to age well? Where is it headed? You know what I'm saying? Where is it headed? I look up and I see Ice Spice video. Speaking of Ice Spice, it's a little girl in the video. And when I say a little girl, homegirl's 16. They came out with her age and everything. She twerking in the video, sitting in a liquor store twerking. And I get it. For those who want to point out that there are other kids of all ages in the video, cool. But she shouldn't be there doing that. She shouldn't be there doing it. We're desensitizing ourselves to the wrong things. We're letting nonsense in the room, y'all. And I'm telling you, that is wrong for us, and it's wrong, period. I'm not saying that women don't respect themselves now. Maybe we're getting to a point where it's just redefined. But the pervs, the depraved mind, is still out there. That's the problem. And those who want to liberate the nipple, so to speak, they're not considering the sicko, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? And the first thing they want to say is, well, he needs to just not be sick. That's not how this works. That's not how this works. Well, he needs to just understand that's the world we're in right now. And you need to understand that he doesn't understand it. It's not how this works. So I just want to tell people, man, I see a bunch of stuff out here, man. It ain't right. It ain't right. You know what I'm saying? And maybe, like I said, I will always leave room for being just old-fashioned. But I will not leave room for ignoring a very key point, which is there are sick, depraved sexual maniacs out here, and our women are not left in a safe environment so long as we ignore that we are activating these people by certain things that we allow. Activating these people by certain things that we agree upon. Activating these people by allowing our daughters to walk out the house dressed a certain way when these people are roaming free. If they were all locked up, locked away, or easily identifiable, then we have a much better environment for what it is we're talking about. But that is not the world we're in. So these things have been on my heart, man. I'm telling y'all, stop. I'm talking directly to black women. Stop letting the machine back you into being unlikable. They're messing with your value. International value. Anytime you go anywhere, they're looking at you to expect for you to behave a certain way. It ain't enough Oprahs. It ain't enough Beyoncé's to offset all of the bad images in your vein. You have to remain cognizant of what it is that you're up against as it pertains to the institutionalized racism that is pointed at you as we continue to champion the wrong things. So that is what's on my heart. I'm happy to have made it home. I'm happy I got my first therapy session done. I'm happy I was able to get this therapy session on here done. And the one before it, I encourage you guys, so check it out. Keep God first, man. Know that I don't know everything. I don't have it all together. I barely leave my house, so there's room to say that I don't. But at the end of the day, I've been on this earth for 39 years next Friday. And in 39 years, I've learned that a lot of stuff that we agree to in the moment ultimately doesn't age well and is bad for us long term. And I think we're in the middle of one of those eras right now where we're running rampant with a lot of stuff that we're going to hate that we did later on. BDF 44. Thank you all for watching.